Hello everyone and welcome to my Project Life Process video for week 3 of 2015. I've already chosen the cards I'm going to use off camera and the pictures. I didn't have many pictures for this week, so I'm only doing one page. It's a design A, and I'm starting with my title card, which I decided to do on black cardstock. I decided to go for black and white with some gold accents for this week's page. Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, we'll see as it goes. So I've got some foam stickers that I got last week. I think they're called Giggles, and they're really foamy and funny. I'm not sure I like them. They're fine. They're foam. That's okay. And I use a bit of washi tape to line up my title. And here I'm going to do a bit of stamping and embossing. That's my powder tool to remove a little bit of static so that the embossing powder doesn't cling on the cardstock. And I'm using a teeny Distress embossing ink from Tim Holtz because I want to only put embossing ink on a few of the doilies, see, because I'm planning on doing the 2 colors embossing on this title card. I'm going to go for white, and that's Simon Says Stamp ultra fine embossing powder, something like that, in white. And my embossing is not perfect, but I don't really care. I like a little bit of grungy looking, I guess. So yeah, I'm tapping off the excess, making it as clean, and then I've gone and it embossed it off camera because really that's not really super interesting. And then I'm trying a couple of different gold embossing powder that I've got to see which one match the card that I'm going to use in this spread. So that's the result, and see, I've got this that's from Studio Calico. That's really pretty, and I want to use it on this spread. So I'm going to go with a lighter gold ink. I'm trying to record this when my baby is asleep, so I don't know how it goes. And also I've got a bit of a sniffle, so apologies for that. And here goes the gold. I'm not quite sure I like this gold, to be honest. It's got glitter in it, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of glitter, I guess. And then I'm going to struggle because it's going to be all over my mat, and I will spend the next hour of crafting wiping glitter off my mat, but never mind. And I'm trimming off these teeny pictures of camera, of course, because I can't aim for the camera. And this is a picture of a jersey that I was knitting. Jersey, maybe you call it a sweater in the States or a jumper in the UK. That's a bit of different kind of English for you. And I'm trimming some more because I'm going to mat it on this leftover piece of paper because it wasn't standing out on the card as much as I wanted. So here it goes. And this card was perfect. It's from Studio Calico as well. I think it's in the thick kit, the February one. A little bit of journaling. And I have to stop there for a minute because I couldn't remember when this picture was taken exactly. Here it goes. It's super fast. It took me about maybe an hour and a half to make this page, so it's not too bad. And I had to stop a lot of time to just find where my stuff was because it's very messy in my craft room. So here I decided what I want to do with this card, and I decided I want to use this background, but I don't want to have white. I want the card to finish on the black stripe, if that makes sense. Here you go. All the cards with rounded corner are from Studio Calico. I'm now subscribing to their Project Life kit, so I'm really excited about it. I like the cards, even if it's out of kilter with all seasons, because we're getting into winter here, and the last two kits I've received are all about spring. And like, I want spring back. So here is a quick look at what it's looking like. So far it's going to change a little bit, yeah. And I decide to put this card on this polka dot background. And that's a picture of a painting I did in about 5 minutes on the beach one afternoon. I'm rounding the top corners because I think it looks pretty. My corner rounder is not the same ratio as the cards, it looks a bit off. I need to get a different one. And that's a coffee I got from my husband when he was working from home. I got him takeaway coffee. Because you always get nice coffee when he's at work. They've got those fancy coffee machine. And for this one I decided to staple the picture on. I found my stapler. A little bit of journaling. And that's a horrible selfie. I hate taking selfie. I don't know, I always look horrible on those selfies. I can't look nice. I don't have the magic skill of, wow, you look stunning on your selfie kind of skill. How do people do it? I promise you I'm not that weird looking in real life. And here I decide I'm going to add a little bit of this pattern paper on this top card, because it's going to match the card on the bottom with my knitting project. And that's a picture of my baby boy. And on this page I have got no pictures of my eldest son. For some reason I didn't take any pictures of him that week. Oh well. And yeah, I struggled with this layout a little bit, I guess because I tried to make it match last week layout. I'll put a link in the description box below and maybe on this video as well. Because it's the opposite page, it's the one facing last week's video page. I tried to stay in the same kind of colors. So last week was grey, silver and gold. But it didn't feel fresh and exciting this week. Yeah. I went and made a little bit of frame for this card with embossing powder, and I quite like how it looked. And it lifts the picture of the card a little bit. And here is how it's looking so far. And yes, I'm going to change this golden polka dot card with this Be Present. Not quite sure why. I guess it worked fine there. And now I'm going to go through my first round of embellishing, I think. And that's where I've really struggled. I couldn't find anything that worked. Really. So I'm going through my Studio Calico boxes to find stuff. And I'm going to decide to use this and that sticker from Studio Calico. It fits really nice. And yeah, worked for this card. I just really wanted to use a sticker, to be honest. And then I'm going to struggle again with this card. I'm not quite sure what I want to put at the bottom. I'm thinking about that, but I want to add a little bit of journaling. But I've got nothing that really works. I should really get some labels of some sort. this side I want to make a tag, and I struggle because it's tiny. So yeah, I'm using a piece of cut to cut the other side. It's okay, it's not perfect. In the end, I'm not going to use it anyway. I'm still not a fan of that, so I decide to round the corners, and I don't like it. And I decide I want to grab my round punch and punched a circle, and I don't like that. And in the end I decide to just cut the thing off and do my journaling there. And I'm not going to use anything. I'm going to add some washi, and that's about all. I really like using washi on this thing. Ah yeah, and a staple. Staple? Staple? Tell me how you say it. I'm not sure. It's one of those words. Staple. Yeah. Anyway, back to this card. I also want to add some journaling on the side, and I'm getting those letter stickers that I got from Spotlight, and I don't like them. They're okay, but no. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the rest of them. I'm going to use that, but yeah, I feel a bit meh about this whole page. It's not my favorite. I'm really looking forward to the next layout. It's probably going to be a double spread page kind of thing, because I've got a lot more pictures for week 4. Oh, here's a trick for you. If you want to use your paper trimmer and you can't hold your paper, use a bit of washi. That's clever, isn't it? And yeah, I've made a little title for this card. It's okay, and it doesn't pop. That's my problem with this layout. Everything I put down didn't stand out. It felt very blended, which is weird because everything is very high contrast. But I don't know. So I decided to use a bit of washi on the side of that to help lifting this love knitting little title. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with the edge, cutting off camera because I can't aim for the camera. You wouldn't think I'm standing when I'm doing all of that, would you? And that's my journaling tag. Okay. Space label thing. And also, I don't know if you've noticed, but I can't glue anything straight or write anything straight for that matter. That's why I'm doing some lines, because I don't like wonky writing. It's okay when it's one line or a few words, but I want to write quite a bit, and I'm going to run out of space, but that's okay. So I'm writing that I picked up this project back in January, that I started in May, and that I'm enjoying knitting it in the sun with the kids. And here is pretty much how it's going to look. I'm going to align that and staple it. And I think this card is done. I'm having a look. I've put the camera a lot closer to my horrible cutting mat so that you can see the cards better, but you can't really see the full layout as well. And I'm doing another of these little labels. Maybe I should have put a border around them, with my pen, go around my little labels and stuff. I'm going to use a bit of washi here to put it down. If I use washi or staple, I don't bother with glue because it's going in the pocket, it's not going to move anyway. And I'm using one of those hearts, and then I decided to use these stickers from Studio Calico that says "Remember this," because that's when my boy, who was 4 months and 3 weeks at the time, started to crawl. He started to crawl commando style. Yep, and we've got early movers. This is 8 months old now and is standing up. And here is the finished layout. I think I did a couple of things, like I've added a heart here and there, and I'm going to show you a close-up. Sorry, it's a bit blurry, but now it's in focus. And here it is. When I laid this page out, I was going to put the picture when my boy is crawling on the other side, but the pattern paper matched the knitting card, so I decided to move it on the opposite side to balance the page a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's okay now looking back to it. Oh, I did a little bit of stamping there. I'm really rubbish with this roll stamps thing. I guess I'm too hard on myself because it looks okay like that. I quite like the title card. It's okay. It's okay, isn't it? Anyway, so it is the whole thing, and then I'm going to show you a few pictures, and you'll see a few pictures of it in my album. And I'll come back next week with week 4. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.